Well, it's December once again, so therefore, he's back. Welcome to Brier's Music Showcase. I'm Bryer and welcome back to another video. And since it's the season of giving, look what I found under my Christmas tree today. I know it's a small tree. I'm on a budget, okay? But under the tree, we have a little gift. So I guess Santa came early this year once again. Of course, I know it's not really Santa because this is actually another episode of... Or this could also be considered VCLT because this was actually given to me by another fellow YouTuber. His name is Steve Herold. So Steve has given me CDs before in the past, and just recently he decided to go on a purge on his CD collection on stuff he didn't want, and he reached out to me and offered me some CDs. He had a lot more, but I kind of decided to choose 10. So there's 10 CDs in this pack. So Steve, if you're watching, thank you very much for allowing me to take some CDs here, just to get some CDs out of your hands. And of course, for anybody who also wants to send me stuff, of course, all my info are in the description as always. All my social medias and my email should be there as well. But without further ado, let's see what Steve sent me. Alright, so let's see. Do I even need the box cutter for this? Let's see if I can try without it. So let's just see if we can just tear. Well, there's a giant piece of tape there, so yeah, let's just use the box cutter. Right, and well packaged too. You got cardboard on these, that's kind of cool. So this is stack 1, and then here's stack 2. Alright, so here we are. So these are 5 on each stack, which again, like I said, there's 10. So I guess we'll start with this one first. So let's just remove the tape. So the first one I'm going to show, and this actually has a note in it. We'll look at that in a sec. But the first one is this one right here. It is GTR. So GTR are basically a supergroup that I've heard of, but haven't listened to anything by them yet. So who's in this band? So of course you have Steve Howe of Yes, and then you have Steve Hackett of Genesis. Then you also have other members. You have Max Bacon, good name, Phil Spalding, and Jonathan Mover. So, of course, I know Steve. Well, there's 2 Steves, so I know both Steves. A lot of Steves in this video, by the way. But yeah, they're kind of interesting. So let's just look in here. So like I said, there's a little note in this. So let's see. Bryer, enjoy, dude. Steve, that's nice. That's cool. Thank you very much again. So let me just put that to the side here. So hopefully you can see this, but here's what it looks like on the inside. Just a pretty standard disc, Arista, basically. And let's just look at the booklet, because I can already tell this is just a pamphlet. 10 songs on this. And then open it up. Yeah, it just kind of gives you the lyrics and stuff like that. Who's the lead singer in this? Okay, it's Max Bacon's the lead singer. I can look on the back. So yeah, this should be cool. So, very interested on that one. Next, we have another Midnight Oil CD, and this one's called Breathe. So this is what it looks like right here. 13 tracks. This came out, 1996 is what it says. So of course I've always dug Midnight Oil. I've like 3 or 4. Yeah, 4. I have 4 CDs by them. So this is kind of a more later one that I'm interested in. I will say, okay, now I took me a second to figure out what the cover was, but it's like one of those like deep sea fishes, those very creepy ones. So that's interesting. So there's the disc right there. Kind of a nice blue look to it, and just there's the booklet to this one as well. It's kind of hard to see. Very dark colors. Not much else to say there. I'm assuming there are lyrics. Of course, they're written in like a paragraph form, which I'm not too into, honestly, but it is what it is. But not too much imagery. It's kind of just the same thing. Alright, but I'm interested to see what this one would sound like, because like I said, I do dig Midnight Oil quite a bit. But yeah, should be cool. And now we have a soundtrack album. Yeah, I decided to go for a soundtrack. And this is a pretty notable movie. And this is for The Breakfast Club. Of course, famous 80s movie, of course, directed by John Hughes, who's made so many iconic movies in the 80s. I decided to just go for this one, because why not? Don't have much to say on it, but it is what it is. Of course, it has Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds, which is iconic. Then you have some other instrumental tracks. You have Wang Jang on this thing too. Carla DeVito sings a song. Joyce Kennedy, and Jesse Johnson and Stephanie Sprill. I don't know how to say her last name. Emily Daly as well. So yeah, again, just another soundtrack for the collection. Comes in this nice kind of almost beige, orangey kind of color, which is kind of interesting. Kind of like that. And let's look at it's just another pamphlet. Just kind of gives you, just photos of the actors and actresses and other info. Again, this one's kind of a simple one, Simple Mind. But yeah, just another little addition for the collection. And now here is a Greatest Hits compilation. Again, I don't really get Greatest Hits compilations too often, but every once in a while I'm like, why not? So here we have Chuck Berry. That's right, Chuck Berry, of course, classic, one of the most influential rockers of the 50s into the early 60s. Of course, he had many well-known tracks. Of course, known for, in my opinion, he's definitely one of those guys who really brought guitar into make it a lead instrument, because of course early on guitar was kind of seen as more of a backing thing, but Chuck came in and with his showmanship he really pushed the guitar forward. And what's cool about this Greatest Hits, I didn't know about this one before I got it. Like just now I just realized this is a 2 CD pack, so you have a ton of songs on here, which is great. So you have of course you have the big hitters. You have Maybelline, that's the first song on here. You have Roll Over Beethoven, Rock and Roll Music, of course Johnny B. Good, and so those are the big ones. But yeah, so this would be a nice kind of like a mini deep dive into Chuck Berry, because I know his big songs, but I don't know anything else beyond those. So this should be a nice little dive into more of his catalog and stuff I've not heard before. Does it have My Ding-a-ling on here? Does it? Let me just see for a sec. Not seeing it right now. Okay, never mind. Yep, it is, but it's a live cut. But yeah, so that's kind of disappointing, but still very cool. Let's quickly look at it. Discs themselves. Here's a little orangey one. Let me flip it. There's a nice blue one. It's kind of cool. Of course, you have a picture of Chuck right there. Let's take out the booklet real quick. Let's see what this is. Just kind of gives you some backing info. And some nice photos in here, of course, throughout his career. Very cool right there. Very nice. Of course, Chuck, not the greatest person. But, again, in terms of his influence in rock and roll, you gotta give him a little respect, of course. But yeah, there we go. So good to have some more early rockers in the collection. Alright, just 2 more in this stack. So next up we have I wouldn't say it's a big band or anything. They're not a band that the public knows, but if you're in the know, you know. We have Little Feat. This one is called Let It Roll. So I have one other Little Feat album. That's their famous album, Waiting for Columbus, I believe. Of course, that was their biggest live album, and to some people, that's one of the biggest live albums. This is like a studio album, I think. I could be wrong on that, but I don't know a whole lot on the band, honestly. But decided to check them out because I did dig their live album, so I might as well check out something else. I think this is another late album. This says it's copyrighted in 1988, so I'm assuming that's when it came out. 10 songs, so yeah, not a whole lot to say. I can't really describe them. They're kind of like, they have they're definitely a rock band, but definitely there's like a vibe. It's like a chill vibe to them. I can't really put my finger on it, honestly. But it's interesting. There's the booklet here. Again, just got the lyrics to this. And of course you have pictures of the band. A lot of members here. Like 9 members. Jeez. But, you know, it is what it is. So yeah, I'm definitely interested on this. So again, of course, I'll let you know my thoughts on these at the end of the month. Or the end of the year, I should say. And then we have one more in this stack. We have, I don't know how to, I actually forgot how to pronounce it. Like Pogs or Pogues? I sound like an idiot there, but I know if you're in the UK, I believe if you're in the UK, or you probably know this band a lot more. I believe Adam from With the Gym, I think he likes them quite a bit. So yeah, this album's called Peace and Love. Surprisingly, no Ringo on this, but yeah, I don't know anything about this band. I don't even know what their sound is. But this might be an interesting, first album to check out. Again, if you know this band more than I do, then please let me know if this is a good one to start with, or if they have a better album. But, Steve had this there, and I was like, yeah, let's give it a try. So, again, open up. Again, simple disc. Not much to say. The back cover looks kind of interesting. I do like that design. Open it up. Again, you have the members of the band there. And then you have some lyrics, of course, and an image. Looks like graffiti. Guess interesting scene there. This one's just blank. And then you have some more credits there. Alright. So this could be pretty good. This might be a nice discovery, maybe. We shall see, but there we go. And now we move on to the second stack. So I missed this tape entirely. There it is. Alright. So let's just remove the cardboard. Let's move it over there. So here we go. Next up, we have, and I believe this is their debut album. This band's pretty well known to an extent. We have Faith No More. So I've heard a lot of things on Faith No More. I think I tried to get into them at one point, but I don't think I went very far, and so I basically forgot what I heard. But they're a band I've definitely been meaning to check out, like seriously, for some time. So yeah, this could be cool. 11 tracks on here. It says here this came out in 1989. Again, I don't know if this is the debut or not. Again, I'm not an expert on this band. So open it up again. Another pretty standard disc. Very simple design. Then we open it up. And this is a fold out. You can actually see the whole thing now. I don't have to do my usual panning thing. But you just have lyrics on this side and other assorted things on the back here. Nice, this was a pretty quick one, but still. Anyhow, so that is Faith No More. What's the album called? It's called The Real Thing. So we'll see if this is a real gem. Next up we have, this is actually an interesting one. We have the Buggles. That's right, the Buggles. This is called The Age of Plastic. Of course, the Buggles, they're pretty much known as a one-hit wonder because this album has their big single video Killed the Radio Star. Of course, we all know famously the first ever video played on MTV when it first launched, which is pretty appropriate given the subject matter. But I don't know any other song on this. So, of course I did buy it because it has the big hit on here, but you never know. There could be another song, or maybe a few, heck, I might even love this album, who knows. But of course, Trevor Horn, of course, would go on to have a big career as a producer, and of course, he joined Yes in the 80s, for briefly, but of course he's produced many huge hits. So, and then you have Jeff Downs, who is currently in Yes at the moment. So it's interesting how this band went places. but still should be interesting. So let's look at the disc. Okay, kind of interesting design right there. Don't know what to describe that. And hope take out the booklet. So of course you have the front cover with Trevor Horn on it, and on the back you have Jeff Downs. And then yeah, open it up. You know, got a little photo of them. It just gives you some background info, which is kind of cool. Yeah. Of course, Trevor has those glasses, which is synonymous with his look. And then yeah. Alright. So there you go. That's The Age of Plastic by the Buggles. Okay, so I just realized this. So I did say Belinda Carlisle because he did have, I guess he had a couple Belinda Carlisle, but this is kind of on my part because I should have specified which one I wanted, because I got 2 albums from Belinda Carlisle right here. I actually already have this because I think my uncle had this one, so I got it from him. So now I have 2 of this album. So again, that was my part. I should have specified. I actually want this one, her debut, just called Belinda. But yeah, of course, I've always liked Belinda Carlisle. Again, I liked her voice in The Go-Go's, and I actually really dig her one album, Heaven on Earth. I actually re-listened to that album recently because I do have that too. But yeah, I decided to check out her debut because you know, maybe this could be pretty nice. But again, this one's called Runaway Horses. And like I said, I do own it, but you know, this could be used as a spare case, so this will still be used. Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna put it there for now. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know about the debut. Don't know any of the songs, I don't think, but it should be cool. It's on IRS Records. That's kind of interesting. Then let's look at this. I think I can already tell this is like a fold-out thing. Yep, it is. You know, this side just got the lyrics, of course, and on the back, a little bit extra photos on this panel, and the track listing. It's hard to read the track listing though, because it's in this very big cursive. Yeah, don't have much else to say about this one, but we'll see how this one sounds. And now we have one more CD to show, and the band is called Soft Cell, and this album is called, and I hope I'm saying this right, Non-Stop Erotic Cabaret. Kinda, I don't know what that entails, but should be fascinating. So of course, Soft Cell, you may not recognize the name, but you probably know their big hit, which is their version of Tainted Love. Yeah, of course, Tainted Love, I've heard that song many times. I know it blew up on TikTok a few years ago. That's kind of when it really started to become kind of popular again. But yeah, and I don't know anything else besides that hit. And I do think it's a good song. It's kind of a fun, kind of a, kind of synth pop sort of sound. But yeah, it should be interesting to check out the rest of this album. 10 tracks, but there's a couple bonus songs here too. Tainted Love's the second track, and some of the songs kind of fit the title because there's one song called Sex Dwarf. Yeah, that's kind of something. Yeah, that should be interesting. And of course, the back cover has a lot of strip clubs or, nightclubs and stuff like that. So let's look at the inside here. I do like the disc. Has this kind of almost lime green, very yellowish greenish color, which is kind of cool. Let's put that there. And let's look at this. Might be another. Yeah, it's another fold out. Here's this side, and then you have the other side with the lyrics right here. All right, and pretty simple, but again, still. Might be cool to check out. So there we go. And there you have it. That's all the CDs that Steve sent that I requested. So let's recap on what I picked up. We have Soft Cell Non-Stop Erotic Cabaret. We have Belinda with her debut album. And of course, gotta also mention Runaway Horses. Then we have The Buggles, The Age of Plastic. We have Faith No More, The Real Thing. We have the Pogues or Pogs with their album Peace and Love. Then we have Little Feat, Let It Roll. Then we have Chuck Berry, The Anthology Greatest Hits. The Breakfast Club soundtrack. Midnight Oil, Breathe. And finally we have GTR with their self-titled album. So of course, to Steve, thank you once again for sending me these. Very much appreciate it. Hopefully you have a nice holiday season. And to the people watching, hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you did, please give this a like, subscribe if you are new. And of course, like I said, if you want to send me stuff, of course all my info are in the description, but of course you don't have to. But of course there's a lot more videos to come in the holiday season, so enjoy this outfit, of course. And on that note, I'll see you in the next video. Take care and goodbye for now.